All right, everybody, what is going on? Long time no see, or I guess long time no video, right? Been taking a little bit of a break here. It's been a long time, but here we go. We got full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku in the game now. You know, I've been keeping you guys updated with some community posts. This is not mine. This is the friend Goku right here. You can see mine is right down here at 55%. Sadly, you know, we were barely able to get him, but we did get him here. I've got him with a additional equip. You don't really need to give this guy crits. He doesn't need crits. You don't really want to give him dodge because of how he works. So, I mean, he comes with a free 5 dodge because he's int, but regardless, I gave him this additional and super attack boost, which will boost his damage that he's doing, and then I gave him a level 7 defense, which will help us out here at 55%. So that's the build I have going for him at the moment. And now here's the friend. They are rainbowed, and I am probably still going to call this a Rainbow Link Level 10 Showcase. They're almost full Link Level 10. This guy's getting shafted a little bit with Prepared for Battle at level 9. Forgive me, I'm clickbaiting you guys, you know, what is this, 0.5% here. So, you know, I am going to still call this the Level 10 Links Rainbow Showcase because of the friend here is ready to go. Really good build here from the friend. You know, they also have 25 additional, and they also have, like, the super attack boost and stuff going on. So, this guy's going to be doing quite a bit of damage. Now, just to show you guys, this guy is at full Link Level 10, other than Prepared for Battles, so he's getting a little shafted there, so, you know, we won't hold against him too much. So here we go, we're linked with the GT duo, and we do have support from these guys. I did decide to bring the Gohan, or like the Trunks and Goten, and then like the Goten and Gohan. I think they should be able to hold up fine in here, so long as we can get past the AoE phase, you know, without dying. So I did bring Ghost Ushers for that. But anyway, that's a long way of saying that Goku here, you know, has a bunch of his good links active. And we are at 257k defense at the start of turn here. Now, I am going to move over to the calcs just real quick. Okay, so here we are looking at the calcs real quick. So you can see right now, this is what we got going on. Let me get the cursor on here so we can talk about it. So the friend here is at 15,506 defense, right? So you can see that lines up. We're on a 200% leader, so we multiply by 5. For our links, what we have active is GT and Prepared for Battle. Now, because the friend is not at full link level 10, we're not getting the full 5% from Prepared for Battle. We're only getting 4.5%. So this is actually 14.5% in links right here is what we're multiplying by right there. So 1.145. Right here, you can see we're lining up with the start of turn defense. Which is essentially 190% at the start of turn. So Goku gets 150% defense at the start of turn, and then we're getting 40% support from the Goten and Trunks. So that's where that number's coming in, and you can see that perfectly lines up with what we're showing. You know, right up here. There we go. Like right up here, you guys can kind of. I can't take my cursor over my phone, but you guys can see right that lines up. Now, this Goku, if we put him in slot 1, he's going to get an additional 70%, attack and defense. So right here, no, right here, additional 70% defense and 20% damage reduction as the first attacker in the turn. So he'll have a total of 40% damage reduction and 220k defense, and then we also have the 40% support, so that's what this is right here. So 150 plus 70 is the 220, and then we're also getting 40%. So this is what his defense is going to go to after we lock in the turn. Now Goku gets an additional 70% defense. Is it attack and defense? Right here. Additional 70% attack and additional 70% defense for 3 turns after receiving or evading an attack. So that's a multiplicative buff. So he's going to go up to 543k defense with 40% damage reduction. And then he gets 30% per super attack that he does. Right here, right here. So this is going to be his defense after 1 super attack, and this is his defense after 2 super attacks. Again, all with 40% damage reduction here. So you guys can see 319k, not the best ever, even with 40% damage reduction, but after he takes that first hit, 543 is a much better number, and then after he gets the super attack off, which the first super, like the 18 key actually stacks for a couple of turns, so that's actually really good for us. Anyway, let's go back over here to the showcase and let's just get going. You know, 4 minutes of talking. You know, let's go ahead and then just hop in. We don't need to worry about getting to 24 key or anything like that. We just need to make sure that he's getting an ultra super attack, which we can do right there, and then we can go ahead and get this kicked off. Now, Goku needs to get hit 5 times in order to exchange. 8.6 million attack stat to start off with here. But yeah, he does need to get hit, 5 times to exchange. And Broly did not put any attacks in slot 1. That's kind of the issue that you can run in with this Goku in some fights, is that you really want to exchange with him, because whenever you get full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku out, he's like, I don't know, #1 in the game or something insane like that, right? But if you're getting stuck running the just base Super Saiyan 4 Goku and you're not able to get into Oob, you know, you can have some problems. So we'll see what ends up happening here, but it's looking slim. The chances that we're actually able to exchange into full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, it looks like it's not going to be very high. But we'll see what happens. You know, he started out there with an 8.6 million attack stat. Certainly not the craziest. That did have a high chance to crit, though, which is nice. We did not get the additional super attack, but, you know, we didn't really need it. Oh, the intros. Alright, I decided to just do a cut there. So we're back now. Now, we do have the friend here. We do have mine on rotation now, so we can see mine's at full link level 10. I kind of already showed you guys that, but look at the difference in stats here. Now, this friend right here does have a 30% buff up, so if I go back over to my calcs real quick, this is exactly what we saw right here, but if I take this number and I multiply by 1.3, oh, we don't have support, though, so let me take out the 40% support. So yeah, now you can see that this is what we're at the start of turn right here. Let me, where's the formatting? Oh my goodness, guys, I'm 100 years old. I don't know where the formatting is. All right, there it is. I found it. It is this button right here. So anyway, but you can see right here, right, 288,509. That's because we have the 30% for 4 turns. Right here. We have this multiplicative buff active at the start of turn. So already our defense is at the start of turn. It's a little bit higher right now. So all that's going to do for us, right, is essentially, how do I want to show? Let me work this up real quick. All right, here we go. So I worked up kind of a side-by-side comparison. So let me take this out. So this no longer includes the 40% support, since we don't have support on this rotation. So essentially what's happening here, right, is you can see that these numbers, like side by side, these are all the same. This is like all the same phase, right? But this is like essentially turn 1, and this is now after we have a 30% stack up from the previous turn. So you could see normally right here in this situation we would be at 221,930, but instead we're at 228,509, or well, 507. You know, excuse my rounding. I'm a little lazy with the rounding. But essentially we're at 288,509 instead, right? And so you can kind of see we're just kind of a step ahead everywhere in the calculation. So like right here, right, after we receive the attack, you know, we get that 70% buff up, we're going to be essentially where we were last turn after doing the super attack, but instead now that's already active. So whenever we do another super attack on this turn, we're actually going to go up to 772, 670, and then if we do a double super on this turn, then we're going to be going up to 917, 546. So you can kind of just see that we're like a step ahead essentially in the calculation, because we already have that 30% multiplicative buff active is what's going on here. So you can see like these line up. We're just hitting it a little bit sooner because part of that is already active. So see, normally we would need to double super. Essentially, whenever we do another super attack on this turn, we will have the effects of 2 super attacks up. And so that's where we're going to be on this turn right here, is after we super attack once, we'll be at 772, 670, and after we super attack twice, we're going to be at 917, 546. So that's kind of where we're at. And I believe on this turn, we're actually going to get an attack in. So yeah, last turn we didn't actually get an attack in. That's why his attack and defense was a little bit lower. Actually, last turn we actually didn't have that 70% buff up. But regardless, here we are again. We have the same rotation, basically, except for this time mine's at the end. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get mine on rotation for a little bit, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and grab these key spheres right here for them, and then mine at the end. I don't think mine will get an attack off, but if he does, you know, we want to make sure that we get that 4-turn stack. It is nice that they made that stack 4 turns, because it means that if you float him off, as long as he's able to get that 18-key super attack in, even if you're floating him, it'll carry over to his next rotation that he's on, which is nice. So there we go. We got the crit. Again, we're not getting very good luck on the additional super attacks. That's kind of like... How do I want to word this? Good units these days, like modern units, have additionals. I know this guy has crits, and he does a lot of damage, and he doesn't really need the additionals. But additionals are just so important. One, for just seeing the animations, right? Like, The whole point of playing Dokkan is to, like, watch these really cool animations, right? And then it's, like, seeing big numbers, you know, getting the dopamine rush, things like that, right? So it's like, I want to see the animations, first of all. Um, second of all, it's really helpful for units these days to get additionals, because, you know, they're getting defense on supers usually. They have things in their passive that want them to get super attacks. So units that don't have built-in additionals just feel a little bit, flimsy, maybe is the word that I want to use. I mean, this guy's great, but imagine if he was shooting out 2 super attacks every single turn, and we were consistently getting him up to, like, these higher defense numbers. That would be a lot better for him. We're going to go ahead and cut, and we will come back on rotation here in just a second. Okay, we're back on rotation now. So now Goku has his multiple turn attack and defense buff in, or is it just defense? I keep forgetting. Where is it? Right here. He has this active here now, this extra 70% attack and defense for 3 turns after getting hit or receiving an attack. So you can see his defense is already at 568, 937. Again, we already have the 30% super attack effect up, and we have the 70% passive buff up. So if I go back over to my calcs, this 968, 939 right here is essentially this start of turn buff right here, right? This 334, 670 with the 70% already active is what that is. And so anyway, we're essentially going to be kind of on the same path that we were on last turn, except this time we do have support up, and so we're going to be able to get up to slightly higher defense numbers here. So I'm going to go ahead and use the standby. I'm going to just turn the skip on. We've been here all day already. We don't need to watch this. I don't know if we're going to die or not this turn. I used a Ghost Usher last turn just to get by because I had, like, I don't know, a bunch of sus units there. And this guy is not exactly great. If the super attack goes at the end, I don't know if we'd be able to survive, but I don't really want to risk it. And anyway, this is going to be a pretty juiced turn for him anyway. We're going to have, you know, several links active here. We have support. So this is probably going to be the best rotation that we see out of the video anyway, at least for this base Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I'm probably going to have to do another run to get the, like, Oob out and stuff, but we'll see what happens here. Let's go ahead and grab those. We can grab these, and then we'll just grab the tech for the healing, just in case, you know, if we survive, that's not going to be the worst thing in the world. So let's see what happens here. So there we go. We got the attack buff in now. Very nice. And he's at a 17 million attack stat with... this is a lot of support, because we have Vegeta support up, and then we have the Goten and Gohan. Okay, and we just one-shot Broly. All right, well... we have mine on rotation now, so we can actually just keep the video going without doing cuts, so that's nice. Let's go ahead and transform you. Don't need to watch that again. We don't need to watch these animations. Let's do that. We'll keep this guy on rotation. He should be able to survive a super attack. He also has the 30% chance to nullify it. Now, mine is going to be a little bit sus right here, because he has not done any attacks. Like, he hasn't done anything, so... might be a little bit spooky for him here. Notice how much his defense has jumped up, though, compared to that first turn, now that we have, like, all of these really good links active. Super Saiyan 4s are characters that you want to link level. It's very important that you do. You know, Shocking Speed is going to give them defense. GT is going to give them defense. Prepared for Battle is going to give them defense. Saiyan Roar is going to give them defense. So, it's, like, very, very important that you get these guys link leveled, because, like, these core links right here that they're going to be getting with other Super Saiyan 4 units are just going to give them so much power. Now, we're going to put Goku in slot 1 right here. I don't know what's going to happen. If Broly supers immediately, I don't know if we would die because we have the 40% damage reduction, but it's definitely not going to be pretty. So Goku, see, Goku's at 214. So Broly does 1.2 million on his super attack, right? I guess I can show you guys this. Let me do... here we go. All right, so Broly does 1.2 million on his super attack. We have to multiply this by 1.15 because Broly is type or class advantage against us. So since we're type neutral class advantage, we multiply by 1.15. If you're ever curious about where I'm getting that number from, in the description there's always a link to a Reddit post that has like a how damage is calculated in Dokkan. There's a link in there for that, and then there's a Word document in that thread that goes over everything. So that's where I'm getting that number from. Now we will have 40% damage reduction, so we're going to take this and multiply by 0.6, and then our defense is going to go up a little bit. So what's our defense going to be exactly? Give me a second to calculate that. All right, here we go. So our defense right now, 214, 598. You can see that right there. But after the turn locks in, right, because we're going to put them in slot 1, we're actually going to be at 274, 685. So if we got super attacked on the first attack, I believe we would take about 550k damage. Because I don't think that this would kick in yet. I think this is after we get hit. I'm not sure, though. If this is active, we'll see, right? If we take damage, like, if we get super attacked immediately and we take damage around 553, then we'll know that, like, this isn't active yet right here until we actually receive it or dodge it. So, let's go ahead and get back over here. We would survive if we took the super attack immediately. I think we would survive. So let's go ahead and do that. We can grab all of these orbs for the LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and let's see what happens here. Okay, we don't get super attacked immediately, so that's actually really good. That gets our defense buff in, and we get a super attack in. So post super attack, this guy is at like 600,000 defense. So if we did take the super attack, we'd only take it for maybe, I don't know, 200k. Go ahead and super me right here. Yeah, so I think we're going to take this. What would we take this for? 295. Take it for about 220k damage, somewhere around there. Yeah, 237. So there's like a built-in modifier of like 3% that your damage can kind of like vary between. So you can see right here, I had 220 calculated. We were kind of in that range. So that's how you calculate that, by the way. So very nice, very nice. I don't think Broly can double super us on this turn. If we make it to the next turn with this full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, though, we're going to be able to stand by, which is crazy. Oh, we got the attack break too. Nice. Yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta can't even be touched on this turn. Very nice. Yeah, these guys still hold up well in these older Red Zone stages, right? And it helps now that he has other Super Saiyan 4 units that are good to use. Oh, yeah, we can still revive. Oh, we can get the standby. Let's do it, right? No reason not to. We can try to get this in the video, maybe. I mean, I doubt it, but maybe.
みんなのスーパーサイヤーパワー全部俺に分けてくれ。フルパワー状態のスーパーサイヤ人王だった。俺は絶対に負けねえ。悟空さんに早く聞きを。
All right, there we go. So, turn 7, we're getting Oob out. Dude, I cannot remember Oob to save my life. I believe for Oob, we need 3 type key spheres. Let's see. Right here. Unable to attack, defense was 300%, reduces damage received by 10% per type key sphere obtained, and guards all attacks with 3, and guards with 3 or more type key spheres obtained for 1 turn. He gives 70% defense for 2 turns. Yeah, we create those, and then we nullify unarmed super attacks. All right. Oh, you guys couldn't see that, but yeah. I was just reading off Oob here. So anyway, Oob, we need to grab these. That's going to give us some damage reduction. That's nice. Now, we need to collect as many type key spheres as we can right here. If we die, which there is a decent chance that we do die here, because, you know, we have 2 kind of, like, we have this guy who has no defense, like the Vegeta, and then we have, what is it? Trunks and Goten on rotation, who are also not really built for this fight. Oh, let me turn down the... Jeez, I had the volume up way too loud again, sorry. There's a decent chance that we die here on this rotation is what I'm trying to say. If we do, that's probably good, so long as we don't crit on the Spirit Bomb. I don't want to crit on the Spirit Bomb. But then I am asking for us to survive another rotation, which is insane. But, you know, maybe we can do it. Okay, that's not a lot of damage. We're going to die here. Okay, that's good. Just don't crit on the Spirit Bomb. Please don't crit on the Spirit Bomb. Oh, I have the skips off, don't I? Give me a second. I'm just gonna skip this for you guys. All right, we did crit. The one time I don't want him to. Yeah, I think we just win on this rotation. All right, well, I'll have to do another. I'll get another, like, I'll do another run somewhere and get, like, the full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku in the video. Obviously, we kind of need to get that for his showcase, but, we are going to see my Goku probably finish it off right here. You know, he does have the high chance to crit, so there's a very good chance. Yeah, he's at a 10 million attack stat, 55%, level 10 link, so that, you know, that is pretty good. But, unfortunately, yeah, Broly's not standing up to that. All right, well, the GT duo just had to steal the show here with the Spirit Bomb, so we'll be right back and get full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku in the video. Well, I've had some real issues getting this full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku out. I want you guys to place your bets now if we're going to get it in this fight or not. The issue with this guy, you have to take 5 hits to get it out. I've been going into the core fight because you guys know there's a lot of attacks in here, but we have not been getting it so easily, and these bosses keep dying before I'm able to get it out. Do you guys think that that's a problem? Or it's like the earliest possible that you could get full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku out is turn 5. Right? Because theoretically, you would have to get hit 5 times on turn 1. On turn 3, you would stand by an oob, and then on turn 5, you could get him out. What turn are these fights typically ending, guys? Is it turn 7? Is it turn 8, 9, 10? No, it's like turn 5 and 6. As you can see here, I'm pretty sure we're just going to win on this turn, maybe. I mean, we'll see, but, you know, let's grab this key right here, and I guess let's transform this guy. You know, it's like I'm gonna have to go into like the infinite Zamasu, like not infinite Zamasu, but like the Zero Mortals plan of the you know, hero Divine Wrath Mortal Will stage. That's where I'm gonna have to go, and we're gonna see what turn I get this guy out on. I was going into the core thinking, oh, the core attacks a ton at the beginning, you know, I'll be able to get that out pretty easily. But no, we're just slaughtering this guy. Like, I mean, he can't do anything to us. So, you know, we'll see if we don't kill him this turn. Maybe we can survive one more turn. You know, these guys getting the 70% chance to normal is pretty good. It's not actually a 70% chance to normal, but it does feel like it. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens here. You know, at least you guys got to see Oob again. One other issue with this guy, right, is that his standby is the same type as the Boo Duo. And so if I'm running this team, typically with the Boo Duo team, I don't like running it. But it's even worse with this guy because they're fighting over who gets to use the standby. Because you can only use one type of each standby at a time. And so since they have the same type, you can't use both of them at the same time. And that leads to issues where I'm like, oh crap, I really need to use the Boo Duo standby here, but I can't. So we'll see. It looks like he's going to survive with like a bar of health. We'll see if I can not do anything on this turn, but we'll see. Alright, I figured I would let Goku do the talking for that last part. Let's go ahead and move into the breakdown now. So, listen, it was a journey to get that thing out, but you know, there we go. Finally, right? You guys, this video has been going on way too long. So this was Greatest Evolution of Power, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. His leader skill is GT Heroes, or Full Power. Category Key plus 3 HP attack and defense, 170%. And he gives an additional 30% for characters who are also on the Pure Saiyan or Hybrid Saiyan category. This guy's leader skill is not great. It could be good if we got, like, consistent GT Heroes buffs, but, like, GT Heroes is one of those teams that, like, never lines up quite well enough. Whenever they first kind of introduced it, it was okay, during the God Event era, like, it was fine, but since, like, Red Zone, it's one of these teams that it's like, we get, like, one buff for it a year or something like that, and by the time we do, the other units for it are already kind of aging out, so it's just a team that's never quite lined up with, like, the power creep of the game. And then Full Power is another category that, like, it sounds like it should be a good category, but if we go down here and we look at Full Power, like, there's some good characters on it, But if you're using Goku, you need like another Super Saiyan 4 next to him or like a GT unit, and there's just not really options on the team for that. So these Super Saiyan 4 units get too much from Links. They're almost like villain units where they're just getting so much from Links that you really want those Links active. So kind of unfortunate here. So the leader skill's not great. He is on a million teams though, so that is good. His super attack is the spear shot. That's his 12 key. It raises defense and lowers attack. Greatly lowers attack. So that's nice. That's 30% as you can see right here for both. And then his ultra super attack, the Kamehameha, raises defense for 4 turns. So that's nice. Again, we saw that kind of stacks up as you do them. So that's good. I believe you can only ever have one instance of this up at a time, but it is still good, right? All right, so his passive skill, Miraculous Saiyan Fighter at his peak, and by one instance I mean like one extra instance. Like you can't have like 2 of these active going into a turn. Like you can only have 1 of these active like entering a turn. I've already showed the calcs. You guys know what I'm talking about. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know. Passive skill, Miraculous Saiyan Fighter at his peak. Key 3, 150% attack and defense at the start of turn. Additional key +1 per key sphere obtained. This is fine. He does have really good key links, so this is just a nice bonus on top. And he gets 3 key at the start of turn right here anyway. He gets an additional 70% attack when performing a super attack and high chance of a crit if it's an ultra super attack. Getting the ultra super attack so far has not been very hard, so that's, nice. No reason to give this guy any extra crit. He already has crit right here. Definitely go full additional for this guy. This is actually a character you don't want to give a lot of dodge to because of his standby condition down here. We'll get to that in a second. He gets an additional 70% attack within the same turn, and additional defense plus 70% for 3 turns after receiving an attack, after receiving or evading an attack. So the defense is for 3 turns. The attack is only for 1 turn. Just keep that in mind, which that's fine. If we want anything to be just for 3 turns, the defense is definitely what we want. Reduces damage received by 20%. That's fine. And then he gets an additional 70% defense at the start of turn, and an additional damage reduction of 20% as the first attacker in the turn. So this will essentially be key 3 attack 150% and defense plus 220% in slot 1, and then 40% damage reduction, which is nice. His standby into Oob he stands by for 4 turns, although for 4 turns, during which charge count increases by 2 per int key sphere or rainbow key sphere obtained by all allies, and 1 per type key sphere obtained by all allies. So that's nice. Pretty easy to charge this up, and then can be activated after the character receives an attack 5 or more times in battle once only. So this is the only issue I really have with the standby. It's nice that it's only one condition, right? The issue is that receiving attacks in this game is like the most inconsistent thing in the world. I kind of mentioned it already in the video, but it's like best case scenario, you get full power out on turn 5. Best case scenario. And that's not to say that that's full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku is good. The issue is that getting him out on turn 5 is not good. But having Oob on turn 3 can be good. So it's like it's not like a worthless thing that's happening, but again, that's best case scenario. I'm not a fan of this condition. I'll just put it like that. I don't like this. It takes too long to get this out. It's like, I don't know, if this was like after receiving 5 or more attacks in battle, or if HP is under 59% or something like that, I think that this would be fine, kind of like the Super Saiyan 4 GT duo, but just 5 or more attacks in battle, dude, it's tough, right? Most of the time, you're not going to see Super Saiyan 4 Goku until like turn 7 at best, and fight's over on turn 7. So his links, can you go away? Okay, well, okay. There we go. Okay, his links are Super Saiyan, Shocking Speed, GT, Prepared for Battle, Saiyan Roar, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. That's a really good link set. Very, very powerful. Again, this guy is one that you want to link level. He is on 550 billion categories. And as a result, he's on 750 million 200% leader skills. So these are all of his 200%. And most of these are relevant. Like this guy's relevant. This guy's relevant. I'd say they're still relevant. They're still kind of relevant. He's relevant. They're relevant. So it's like the only really dead ones are like these guys, like right here. But you could still use them for some content. So, it's decent. It's decent. Anyway, these are his best linking partners. You can see just other Super Saiyan 4 units is who you want to use next to this guy. That's what's going to give him his best, like, links. And then he does, here's his Oob standby. We kind of already went over this in the video a little bit, but essentially he can attack just like the Boo Duo. He gets 300% defense. He gets 10% damage reduction per type key sphere obtained. He gets guard if you get 3 type key spheres. So if you were able to somehow get, 10 type key spheres, which is going to be pretty hard, this guy would actually have 100% damage reduction, which is pretty crazy. And guards. So, I mean, really, you just want to make sure that you're getting this guy at least 3 type key spheres. If you can get him like 5 or more, that's really good. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to int. Type orb changing isn't great, but this can actually be good whenever you get out of the oob transformation, because then you just have a ton of int key spheres potentially sitting there for you, kind of like we did on that last turn, and you can get some, maybe some decent healing from that. His finish skill, character standby mode ends and recovers 30% HP, key 3 for 3 turns. So this is if you're unable to get the, if you're unable to do it. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So if you're not, so he has 2 finish skills, right? Kind of like Majin Vegeta, the free to play Bobbity, right? So if you're unable, if you get 29 or less key spheres, right, like or charges, whatever, then he just gives you a heal and he gets 3 key. Now, if you're able to evolve into Super Saiyan 4 Goku, you have to get 30 key spheres. This isn't hard. The hardest part is getting to Oob. Once you get to Oob, it's pretty easy to get full power out, but basically he'll revert to Super Saiyan 4 Goku if you are under 29 key, but if you're able to get 30, which is pretty easy, then or I say key, it's charges. But if you're able to get 30, then he evolves. So obviously we want to evolve here. He gets 77 HP recovery. He guards all attacks for 1 turn. He gets a critical hit for 3 turns. Key plus 7, 200% attack and defense. Additional key plus 2 per int key sphere or rainbow key sphere obtained, and then additional 1 key sphere per type key sphere obtained. Additional 150% attack and 150% attack when performing a super attack. Great chance to perform a critical hit if it's an ultra super attack. Again, do not put crits on this guy. This guy already has plenty of crit. Additional 59% attack and performs a crit when key is 24, so it's a guaranteed crit at 24 key. Additional 77% defense for 5 turns after receiving or evading an attack. 25% damage reduction. Additional 77% defense and 25% damage reduction as the first attacker in the turn. So, again, you get this guy out, and this guy is just going to clear whatever is in front of him. The issue is getting to this guy, so we're going to see that as we go throughout the showcases. His links don't really change. They do as Oob. He gets, like, tough as nails and, like, some other random garbage as, like, Oob. If I can go back to Oob, there we go. Yeah, he gets, like, solid support, tough as nails, infused fighter for some reason. I mean, it's because it's Oob, right? But, yeah, again, best linking partners are just Super Saiyan 4 units, which is nice, but yeah, anyway, let me know what you guys think about full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I'm going to go ahead and get his next couple of showcases recorded. There's a lot of stuff I got to get caught up on. I haven't even done, like, the Don Key Kong event, the recruitment event, or, like, the Cyberman event, so I got to get to those videos here pretty soon. But let me know what you guys think about Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Sorry, this is a bit of a longer video, but getting out the full power was not easy, so let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. Remember that Super Saiyan 4 Goku that we saw at the end, by the way, was mine at 55% level 10 links, so he's doing like a 20 million attack stat guaranteed crit. Pretty good. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.